The captivity that strips you of external freedom is not merely a plot device for forced proximity, but a crucible demanding you confront the parts of yourself that have been conditioned to equate safety with surrender. And true sovereignty requires not escaping the cage through rescue or rebellion, but integrating the weight of your own desire until agency becomes an act of radical self-possession rather than performative resistance. In Devil-Owned, A.V.Blackmoor transforms the dark captive romance trope into profound exploration of shadow integration and consent-based power exchange, proving liberation isn't found in rejecting the devil, it's forged in honoring the woman beneath the ownership when every narrative demands she remain either victim or villain. From velvet and iron narration, listeners enter worlds where possession is syntax and presence is the only unbreakable safe word, perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent dark romance where female complexity defies fetishization. When indebted artist Alara Vance enters a contractual arrangement with enigmatic collector Julian Thorne, expecting transactional degradation, she discovers his meticulous attention mirrors the exact tenderness she's denied herself beneath years of performative compliance. And his refusal to treat her as mere object creates space for connection defying master-captive hierarchy. Navigating gilded confinement and buried attractions, Alara realizes this ownership isn't about erasure but recalibration, with Blackmoor avoiding reducing Alara to passive prize or Julian to predatory archetype, instead crafting radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring limits even as intensity blurs them. And audiobook narration amplifies this alchemy by capturing Alara's disciplined composure softening into clarity, and Julian's guarded intensity revealing warmth beneath vigilance, making listeners feel seismic shifts of souls learning some bonds can only be claimed when you stop letting shame define their validity. What elevates this beyond typical dark romance fare is portraying captive intimacy as somatic practice rather than sensationalized transgression, with Alara confronting how patriarchal culture equated worth with obedience, while Julian creates sanctuary where her contradictions exist without diminishment, the relationship evolving through shared silences during negotiated scenes, bypassing performance, rhythms protecting both psychological safety and dynamic integrity, and mutual defense against outsiders mistaking consent for abuse, supported by fellow captives encoding suppressed longing, practitioners carrying ethical weight, and the estate itself absorbing decades of unspoken bargains, reinforcing that in kink-aware systems, tenderness toward vulnerability is technique, and presence is sustainable resource, with ownership rituals mirroring emotional attunement, and check-ins becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is immersive descent into sacred exchange, with narrators embodying Alara and Julian with remarkable distinction, sound design anchoring existential stakes through distant clock chimes, rain against manor windows, and hushed breath syncing with moments of clarity, pacing mirroring ritual cadence from deliberate negotiation to surging release, ultimately redefining dark captive romance by centering female epistemology within power exchange frameworks, and affirming that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing to claim yourself fully on your own terms, honoring whole self even in landscapes shaped by possession.